man, we got a fun one for you today. Anybody ever watched the Olympics, right? And then a few years back, I think it might have been the last Olympics or two Olympics ago, we saw curling.
Right.
And you might have thought, hey, I can do that. Well, we got somebody coming on today that is going to prove to you that no, you can't do that. It may look like something we can just go out there and do, but Austin, I don't think it's happening, brother.
Honestly, this has crushed my dreams for the Olympics. This was the only thing I thought I might make it in, but
Right. Well, you guys buckle up, get ready, and we've got an awesome guest coming forward. Look forward to seeing US Olympian Aidan Oldenburg.
I'd like to introduce myself. I don't believe that we have ever met. I think that we could hit it off so well. Let me paint a picture, you and me together. I'd like to introduce myself.
All right, hey guys, this is Mark,
this is Austin.
and welcome back to another episode of Life with Rojo.
Man, again, we are excited today to have the Olympic curler himself, Aidan Oldenburg, all the way from Minnesota, join us today. Aidan, thank you so much for taking time out today, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, man. So Aidan, just like let's just right off the top, man. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm 24 years old. I'm born and raised Minnesota. I live in the Twin Cities, and I've curled for about 15 years of my life, and this was my first Olympics. Getting back into real life a little bit now. I have a pet lizard, I have a pet dog, and yeah, that's about it.
See, I love all of that because I think the fact that you've been doing curling for 15 years, and for a lot of us, it was probably one Olympics or two Olympics ago that we first learned about the sport. It's down here in the South, we've started playing pickleball the last few years, and it's like new to us. But when I talk to people more north, they're like, "No, we did it in gym class," and things like that. So, with with curling, like, how long's that been around?
Yeah, curling started. I mean, I think it around like in the 1400s, actually, in Scotland, um, and then it moved over to Canada at some point, probably in the 1800s, and they would just slide rocks on frozen lakes, 'cause that's all you could do in the winter time, pretty much. And
Right.
then someone eventually decided to make it more of a real sport, and yeah, it's been in the States for a good 100 plus years. I think the St. Paul Curling Club is about 100 years old, and there's a few other ones in the U.S. that are around that age too.
Oh,
Wow.
that's awesome.
So is curling something your family has been doing for a long time, or are you kind of the first one that's jumped into it, or?
Yeah, it's my parents have never curled and never will curl. It's my siblings all curled. I have three siblings. I have an older sister, older brother, and a younger brother, and they all curled. Actually, they started before I did.
Hmm.
None of them curl currently, but just mostly because they don't live near a curling club because they're not super popular.
Right.
But no, like my siblings all curl a little bit. But no, I didn't really have the family ties to curling that most Olympians and most curlers do.
Right.
Yeah.
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 So, like with that, down here in the South, usually when a kid's wanting to start and get into a sport, you have what we consider our traditional sports, baseball, basketball, football, and then soccer's getting more popular here. I got a nephew in Florida that plays hockey, which is kind of rare, in the South.
Right.
So, like, is curling just like another one of those kind of sports, or is it more like a kind of niche sport where certain people, in certain areas?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely more of a niche sport. Like, it's not as widespread as some of those other sports you mentioned. It is growing though. Like, I know there's several curling clubs like down in Texas and Arizona and like California. So it's not just Minnesota, Wisconsin type of sport. Like, it is
Right.
growing like around the country, and it can be tricky though because like you need a very like good dedicated facility generally, and or you're taking away ice time from hockey or something like
Right.
that. So it can be tricky to have it everywhere, but no, it is growing for sure.
So how did you get into curling? Was it just one morning you woke up, it's like, you know what, it's 2 degrees outside, let's curl? Or tell us a little bit about that, like how you got into the whole sport.
Sure, yeah. So, my siblings kind of did it for a couple years because my siblings and I, we were homeschooled growing up, and my sister and brother started, and just because they had a homeschool day at the Mankato Curling Club, and then a couple years later, like my childhood best friend, he and I were kind of like, do we want to do it? Sure, like I'll do it if you do it kind of thing a little bit. And then yeah, we kind of just curled for fun for a while. And then right around when I was graduating high school, that's when I decided to kind of pursue curling more competitively and start down that kind of Olympic track.
Now, how long have you been really, like, working that track? Was it, like, right after high school or during high school?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was I kind of started right after high school but
Okay.
then it was during college and like right after college is when I more like fully dove into dedicating like all of my free time almost to kind of that pursuing Olympic curling where I was getting a lot better at being like in the gym and practicing more consistently and I moved from more southern Minnesota up to the Twin Cities because the Twin Cities has a few clubs that are open all year round whereas where I grew up, they only had clubs open from like October through April. So then I could practice more and do that kind of thing. So I think it was right around yeah, like 2021-ish is when I made that major switch.
Well, that's incredible to, like, "Hey, I'm gonna take it seriously. I'm gonna start training for the Olympics," and then in
Right.
5 years, you're in the Olympics. Like,
That's
that's
awesome.
phenomenal, dude. And, now I've been to, like, the Olympic Training Center in, like, Colorado Springs and stuff. Is that a place that you've been to through this, or is that they don't do anything with curling?
Yeah, I haven't been there. I think one or two of my teammates have in the past.
Okay.
They used to do more kind of events, I would say, like in Colorado and
Mhm.
but all of our kind of curling focused Olympic stuff is in the Twin Cities, and that's like where you'll see like all of my team lives here.
Okay.
Like none of us lived in the Twin Cities kind of before curling was a part of our
Mhm.
lives, and everyone moved to the Twin Cities and Minneapolis area to kind of pursue curling, and so that's like where we have most of our facilities.
Oh, that's
Nice.
great. That's
That's
awesome.
awesome. Now listen, like Mark said, curling's not so big in the South yet, right? So explain to us curling like if we were 5 years old. Like how would you explain curling to a new fan?
Uh, it. I mean, at a high level, it's kind of like golf. You're trying to get a specific object to a specific spot, and it's kind of far away. Like with curling, like you got the targets, so I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory. You got to get close to the center. There's a lot of strategy involved with like guards and draws and hits and when to play those and rock positioning. Um, Kind of like chess, where you're sacrificing your pawns almost a little
Mhm.
bit.
Mhm.
Uh, and even though the rings are different colors, you don't score different points for being in different rings. Like it's 1 point per rock maximum. You just got to be closer to the center at the end of the end than your opponent.
Oh, that's a lot more complicated than, like, just a
Right.
casual fan would think, but, watching it is really incredible to see that, and then I've seen when, you knock the other ones out of the circle and the energy that comes from that, especially from you. Like, I love the energy you bring to it.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean that's something that curling needs more of. I think
Mhm.
we talk about it. Our team loves it. And that's not someone that I had kind of, I don't know, been before curling, I
Mhm.
would say, is like almost that hype man, just getting excited.
Right.
But like it's a game. It's supposed to be fun. Like why can't we get a little excited for it? So I know the big hits and takeouts and stuff seem to be the most exciting, but like
Mhm.
we make a good draw, like stops right in the button, like I'm gonna get out there and get pumped too.
Right, right. Well, see, I'm a big baseball guy, and with baseball, I think the casual fan likes the home run and things like that, but I like watching the really intricate things and where the person moves who the ball's not hit to and just seeing their positioning and things like that. So I feel like that's probably the same with curling, where the big curling fans are gonna notice those little things, where, a casual fan's only gonna notice the big hits and when it knocks them out the way.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like I know when I watch, like I'm watching for those intricate little things too, and uh, yeah, there's a lot of nuances to curling with like the sweeping and the communication that are really fun to see like high level teams do well, and yeah, watching a lot of curling is the only way to really understand that and see it.
Right. Oh, so it's interesting that you mentioned golf because when I saw you and saw some of your videos, and I did a little Instagram stalking too, and I was like, this dude is like really fit. The first curlers I ever saw probably made most guys think, "Oh, I could do that," you know? And obviously we couldn't because I know the incredible amount of training you have to put into it and everything. But then I saw you and I watched a video, I think you were benching like 275 or something. I was like, "This dude is fit and strong." So he's like the Tiger Woods of curling.
I don't know if I'd quite go there, but no, there's a lot of work in the gym that we do to be like good out there on the ice. Like especially like my job as a sweeper, really like that's my main job out there. Like I throw 2 rocks and sweep 6. Like I mean, the rocks I throw are really important, but I can do a lot of work with the broom as well. And so yeah, me and like my teammate Ben, especially like we're in the gym like trying to outbench each other, outlift each other every single week, kind of throughout the off season.
Yeah, I mean, the speed that you're doing
Yeah.
that is insane. I've never seen anybody be able to sweep that fast, like watching it and stuff. And then like so the shoulder strength has to be insane, right? Like your shoulder endurance, because I can imagine that's probably one of the things that burns out first.
Yeah, for sure. Like it's I think most people when they try curling, especially for the first time, they find muscles that they never knew that they had because like it's a you don't use those you don't ever do that motion like outside of curling really like with the sweeping. So shoulders, yeah, chest, like triceps especially. Like I find my left tricep is like always cooked after the first game or two, like
Right.
after some time away. Yeah, it's a lot of good warm ups and stretching is needed.
Right.
Yeah. So, from an outsider, the sweeping does not look that intense. I mean, it sounds like that's like one of the main parts, right? Like, how hard are you really like sweeping the ice?
Yeah, I mean, so like right now, I think I weigh around like 200 pounds, like body weight, and we have like a smart broom device that where you can like it'll kind of measure the amount of force we're putting into the ice, and like this off season, like in start of the season, I was putting like over 190 pounds like of force into the ice,
Wow.
um, and so it's like almost all of my body weight is going into the ice. Yeah, it's I know like it doesn't look like it's that hard, but every single person that tries it, like they're sweating after sweeping 2 rocks. Like it's
Right. Right.
30 seconds of hard cardio because you're running and moving your arms, and then you get 30 seconds of rest while the other team throws, and you got to go back and do it again. I think like we wear like Garmin's or smartwatches sometimes, and like I've burned over 1,500 calories like in many of the games that I've played.
Wow. That's incredible.
Jeez, that is like I didn't do a lot of research before, but I want to kind of hear from the expert. Like that's crazy. I would not I expected 1,500 calories.
Well,
Hmm.
I think it's one of those kind of things too, where somebody at your skill level makes it look so because like
Right.
if you ever watched like an NBA player like live, okay? They they look like they're just walking around, and they're scoring all these baskets and running the court on like 3 steps and stuff like that. So it looks so simple, and I
Right.
think that that's the difference when you see somebody performing at your magnitude, like, of
Right.
ability level that, to the casual fan, it's just like, "Oh, man, this doesn't look too bad," but
Mhm.
burning that many calories is insane, like, everybody should be curling.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, we kind of joke about it, but if everyone curled, the world would be a better place, I think. But like a lot of it too is our games can sometimes be around 3 hours long. Like it's hard not to burn a lot of calories,
Right.
like in
Right.
that lengthy of a game.
Yeah, that's a long game, man. Like how do you keep your intensity level up
Yeah.
for one of those longer games?
That's something that like we work on like throughout the year essentially, because like it is a challenge. Like there's and sometimes you start a game flat too, and then you have to build up and like it or you have a really high intensity first half and it's hard to keep that mojo throughout the rest of the game. And It's a lot of practice. Like it's why it's a team sport as well too. That way, like if I'm lulling like during like sixth and seventh end or something, then Ben can pick me up, and then if he's in a lull the ninth end, I got his back as well. So
Right. So, how long did it take you before you realized that your specialty is more the sweeper?
uh, I guess so throughout like my junior career, I was actually a skip.
Mhm.
So kind of a fun fact is. Uh, the last junior nationals that I played was I lost the final to Danny Casper, my current teammate, and so like kind of full circle moment almost to then be teammates a couple years later and make it to the Olympics. Um, After juniors, I joined a team with a couple guys that were a year or two older than me, and naturally, like with some age, like there is kind of that natural pecking order of like
Mhm.
the skip is the older one generally, and then kind of so on and so forth down to the front end and playing lead. And so I kind of got put at lead right away, and then I just kind of started working pretty hard in the gym because like I- I'm gonna no matter what I'm doing, I'm gonna put my all into my role, and I'm not
Mhm.
gonna wish I was in a different role or something. And
Right.
so I was like, I'm here, might as well make the best of it. And then got strong in the gym, and now I have no other place to be because my sweeping's too good and no one's gonna let
Right.
me play anything else.
Okay. So the other position, it's called the skip.
Yeah, so there's the four positions in curling. There's lead, second, third slash vice, and then skip. Um, and so I play lead, so I throw the first two rocks of the game. The second throws the next two. Third throws the third pair of two, and then the skip throws the last two rocks in each end. And you alternate with the other team um, throughout. And so, like, I'll throw first, the other team throw second. I'll throw third, other team will throw fourth, and then we'll swap players kind of thing. So there's different positions and different roles. Like the lead and the second generally throw their two, and then they sweep the other six rocks. The third is the vice skip. So they'll throw the fifth and sixth rocks of the end, and then they'll actually go hold the broom and do the yelling when the skip throws their two rocks, because then the skip will come down, they'll throw. We like to make fun of the skips because they don't sweep, so then they're just standing around for 3 hours.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, so mhm.
So now, when they're yelling, like what are they yelling? Are they trying to get positioning and like where to put more pressure on the sweep or what?
Yeah, it's all communication about how to sweep the rock, and like we're yelling back and forth out there too. And it's not because we want to yell; it's just because we have to because it's loud out there.
Mhm.
We're like 150 feet away sometimes. Like you got to be able to communicate. And so like us as sweepers, we're telling the skip like how heavy the rock is, where the rock is going, like speed wise, and then the skip is telling us line, and so how much it's curling. And so with sweeping, like we can affect how much it curls and how far the rock goes.
Mhm.
And so then as sweepers, we're trying to determine how much to sweep to make the rock go to the right spot distance wise, and the skip's also telling us to sweep or not for how much the rock is supposed to curl. And so then we're yelling back and forth to be like, we need to sweep a little bit. And then he might be like, the skip might be like, you need to wait a little bit till you sweep to make sure that it curls enough. And like we're kind of yelling back and forth all this stuff, just trying to make the shot the best that we can.
Now, do this as a sweepers, do y'all ever like disagree? Like while on the ice sweeping? Or, like, what's that look like?
Sometimes, yeah. It's been a work in progress a little bit maybe to kind of work on that communication to be like, hey, like if I say something and you think I'm wrong, tell me. And like then I just gotta own up to it and be like, yeah, I might be wrong, or I just gotta double down or whatever. And it's a conversation because it's like for a draw, like it's about 25 seconds from when the thrower lets go of the rock to when it stops. And so it's not like we got some time to communicate in there, and so we like to have a little bit of back and forth to be like, I think it's heavy, and the other guy might be like, I think it's light, and then we got to kind of find that middle ground and work together to make the shot.
Yeah, because you're trying to get like precise distance, and if you go too hard on it, it's gonna go too far, right? And then
Yep. Oh yeah, yeah. It's where sometimes like our draws and stuff have to be as precise as like the stop on a dime, essentially. Like it's
wow. Mhm.
like we gotta Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it, and you're throwing it a long distance, and there's all sorts of other factors like with the ice conditions and stuff too that we have to manage. So um, it's a challenge, but that's why it's a team sport, and we got other guys. Everyone's doing their job, and yeah,
I gotta be honest, man, I know I would be terrible at it, so I'm not one of those guys that can watch a sport like that and think, "Oh, I could do this,
Right.
I know I can." Like, I'm confident in that, but I would love to go to Minnesota and just see you play in person, just
Mhm.
because, like, to see somebody on that kinda level
Right.
would be awesome.
yeah. I mean, we play tour events all the time. Like I know Olympics every 4 years, like curling kind of gets in the limelight a little bit, but we do have like a full tour season where we're competing in events around the world almost from like August through kind of now. Like the men's world championships starts in like 10 days on March 27th or something. So
Wow.
like the women's world championships are going on right now. Like they're still curling all the time and it's all over the place. Like Worlds is in Utah this year in
Okay.
just north of Salt Lake for the men's side. So uh yeah, curling's fun. You should definitely try it out.
Yeah, we would definitely have to get out there and see you and find a place around here that we could try it or something.
Right.
That'd be awesome.
Hmm.
I would love to try.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even know that you called the rock the rock. Like I
Yep.
didn't even know that was the term. I always call it puck, a giant
Yeah.
puck or something. I'm like, I don't know what it's called.
Now,
I,
with your insane sweeping skills, like when you're over at your mom's place or something, does she like, "Hey, need a little bit of this in the kitchen?" Like,
so
she ever
thank
mess with you like that?
no, because thankfully I mostly got good at sweeping after I moved out of my parents' house. So then
Nice.
like I
Smart.
haven't had to do that too much.
Right.
Smart.
Yeah, I'm just picturing, like, if it was my mom, like, I come over to visit or something, and she's like, "Here you go, you've been practicing for this."
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's definitely some of that when I'm cleaning the house. Like I'll be like, "Oh, I could do this," and then
Right.
I might break the broom if I try too hard. So I'm trying to
Oh, yeah,
avoid another trip to
Oh yeah, if you
Menards
bring
or something.
190 pounds of
yeah,
force
brooms
into
aren't made
a
for that kind of force.
Nope, generally not.
But I mean, the thing that I think of when I look at it and I'm thinking about workouts is like you got to have a great combination of strength and endurance. So, do you do like a lot of skier work or like what are some things you do for your shoulders?
Yeah, we do some ski ergs. Kind of the rower is one of our
Yeah.
main like cardio machines because like it's full body and good cardio for
Mhm.
us.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. We do a variety of things. Like during the season, it changes to more of a cardio focused
Mhm.
program, and um, like we'll lower the weights, up the reps, and that kind of stuff. And off season, like right now, like we'll go down to like 2 reps and stuff for some of our like major lifts,
Mhm.
like bench and squat and deadlift and
Yeah.
whatnot. So it varies. Got to do some like a good amount of mobility work in there as well too.
Right. So, do you use like some kettlebells for like some of the mobility stuff?
Yeah, it depends. We have an athletic trainer for USA Curling that kind of programs different workouts for us, and um, so yeah, like we work out at the training house in like Eagan, Minnesota. It's right next to actually where the Minnesota Vikings
Oh,
train.
nice.
So like during training camp, like we walk outside and it's all training camp stuff. But so we train there, and they got they got a nice like indoor turf setup as well. So we'll do sled pushes, and
Oh, cool.
we got some battle ropes and kettlebells and dumbbells, and yeah, the whole shebang.
So when somebody like just gets smoked on uh like sweeping, like let's say you're in a competition and this guy's just starting to fall off. Like is it usually the shoulders that go first or for you is it tricep or what?
I think for me it's tricep. Um, I think shoulder's the big one.
Mhm.
Yeah, because like it's especially like some of those guys like Bobby Lammy on the Scottish team. Like I don't know how he like hasn't like torn his rotator cuff or
Right.
something because his like arm looks like a motor out there with the way it's turning over.
I mean, I've seen some of those videos just even in slow mo, and they're moving so fast. I'm just like, the speed is insane.
Hmm.
Now, for people that like us that aren't as knowledgeable about curling, like you said, you do rowing. A lot of us are pretty familiar with the row machine and everything. So, like when you're rowing, like what kind of distances do you do? Do you focus more on sprint, distant, combo?
Yeah, it's a combination, and like you kind of vary it too, just to make it more interesting sometimes. But like sometimes I'll go for, I don't know, like moderate distance, like 1,000 meters or something
Mhm.
on the rower, so like 5 minutes or something, and then other times we'll do like kind of sprint circuits almost. Where we'll do like 200 meters on the rower, then we'll hop off, do some battle ropes, come like 30-second rest, back on the rower, something like that, and kind of mix it up a little bit, vary it by the day. But yeah, a good amount of we do like the road bikes with like we
Yeah,
got the arms moving too. So
the
those are
assault
Oh
bike.
yeah,
yeah, the assault bikes. Yeah, so we'll like do those more too with like 20 seconds on, 30 seconds off to like kind of emulate sweeping, where like
Mhm.
you're sweeping for 20 seconds, 30 seconds break, back on again. So
Right.
yeah, so some stuff like that.
So a fun challenge that my 13-year-old son and I started doing that you could do with some of your buddies, on the row machine, you just get 3 full pulls to see the furthest you can get on it, and I think
Hmm.
the goal is to try to get at least 100.
Okay,
So
our rowers, the rowers that we have do not like if I did 3 pulls on it, I think I would get 20 meters.
right.
Like it's they don't continually go like some of the other ones out there.
Oh, okay, okay.
So,
So, yeah, like, the one we use is, like, one of the Concept 2s.
oh yep. Yeah, so that's not the ones that we have available to us.
Oh,
I
okay.
forget the ones that we have, but yeah, it's like they'll go a little bit, but
Mhm.
yeah, unfortunately the variance is not that much. I do
Ah.
have a rower at home though, and I will try that with that one because the mine at home does have that more.
Oh, okay. It's a
Hmm.
fun challenge, like, my son and I love doing it.
Yeah.
so tell us, talking about the Olympics, right? They just ended. What's that pressure feel like competing at the Olympic level? I know you've competed in different, junior, you said competitions and growing up. But like, what's it like at the Olympics?
Yeah. There's a lot of pressure. I think one thing that we really embraced it though, or tried to embrace it a lot more. Like I thought I would feel honestly more pressure than I did, and I think just like being comfortable like with my team and like feeling prepared, like it just didn't I think hit as hard as uh maybe it would have otherwise. I think also it helped that we were there several days before our competition started. So we got to the Olympic Village, I think, on the 4th, and our competition didn't start till the 10th. And so we had several days of going to go watch Corey and Corey, who won the mixed doubles silver medal for curling. And so going to be able to be in the arena, see that, and kind of experience it from a outsider's perspective definitely helped calm the nerves, I think, as well. Um, and then yeah, we really embraced it. Like I've had a coach tell me that like you just got to get to the dance, then you can boogie, and like usually that means like you got to get to playoffs at the event you're at. But I was kind of like, everything we've done really is to get to the Olympics. Like that's the dance. Like it's time to boogie. Let's have some fun with it. And yeah, that's kind of really embraced that part of it.
So now, like, you or one of your coaches or somebody else on the team, I know there's gotta be somebody that's like a jokester that keeps it lively and, when people are taking it too serious or feeling too pressured, they kinda bring it down a little bit. Who is that for you guys?
That would be our alternate Rich Runen. So he's now the oldest U.S. Winter Olympian ever.
Wow,
So we like to make fun of him for that. So that's also very helpful to have
that's
that
awesome.
on our team. And yeah, he's definitely the jokester. He's just he's loud, he's funny, and he's easy to make fun of too. So then like we
Right.
can do that. He takes it well, but he also gives it right back.
I think that's a big part of it. Like, for you to be in that kinda role, you have to be able to take the jokes too. You can't just give them. And, I heard somebody explain, like, what a good sense of humor is, and it's like, they gotta be able to laugh at themselves. There's nobody with a good sense of humor that can't laugh at themselves.
Exactly, yeah. And I like to think I can do that a little bit, but Rich definitely is that for our team.
That's awesome. But see, you come out and, like, Austin, I don't know if you've seen some of his videos, but he has the red headband that he's really well
Okay.
known for.
Hmm.
So how'd the headband start?
Yeah, I mean, it started as a bit of a joke. We were kind of out of a tournament back in last August, and but we still had to play 2 more games, and so one of the guys on the other team wore a headband, and so then I ended up texting the team. We had kind of chatted about it before, but I texted the team and I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go buy some headbands. Will everyone wear it?" Everyone said yes, and so I went bought some headbands and then showed up to the game. We all walked out there with wearing our headbands, and then it kind of was off and on for a little bit. The rest, like the first part of the season, and then I wore it for an event, and then my coach, her nieces and nephews, they had like Sunday morning karate, and they had been watching our curling games. And I was wearing the headband, and then they had to wear the headbands for their Sunday morning karate. And so then they were like, "Is Aiden a ninja too?" And they loved it. So then I was like, "I got to keep it going." It was kind of fun, and then it caught some traction at our Olympic trials, and it's kind of just kept going, and so it's here to stay.
That's
That's awesome.
awesome. I love that.
Mm.
Like, I think that's the things that, make sports even more fun. Like, a few years ago, there were a few baseball players like Bryce Harper and a couple others that would wear shirts like "Make Baseball Fun Again." And, they're just wanting to go out there and have a good time. And this World Baseball Classic has been a lot of fun to watch too. Like some of the people are on, the same teams in the major leagues, but then they're playing for different countries. So like I saw one guy do a sliding catch, and then he just did like that to the guy that hit it because he's on his team, So there's a lot of fun things with this type of competition, but with you representing our country, man, I think that's such an awesome thing that like more than like as a child, like more than baseball, football, basketball, any other sport, like I always thought it'd be the coolest thing to be able to represent our country like that. And so what did that feel like? Like, when you're recognizing the role that you're playing there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge honor, kind of like you mentioned. Like, uh, I remember kind of everyone else that like, especially curlers like before me at the Olympics, like the John Schuster teams of old. Like, I mean, I say of old, but he's still around, and but he's been to the last 5 Olympics, and
Oh wow.
just kind of having like again like my name like next to theirs, and just there's been so many like amazing athletes like at the Olympics, like talking to like some of the people that were at this Olympics that have been to previous Olympics, or maybe this is their first one. Like there's so many cool people, and being able to kind of represent our country on like on the world stage, like it's something that we always compete for. Like that's why we do it, to go out there and uh kind of represent the US as best as we can. Uh and yeah, it's a huge honor.
Now we talked about, your working out routine is pretty strenuous. I would imagine your diet, you're probably pretty careful with what you eat, and especially during like workout seasons. But coming back home from the Olympics, you like you said, you were at the dance, you boogied. Did you have like a favorite meal that you were looking forward to coming back to the States after everything was kind of said and done?
Ooh. Um I think like some orange chicken was kind of the one that I came back to. That was like one of the first ones I had. That and like tacos and stuff. Just I had had enough pasta and pizza for a
Right.
while, so I needed a break.
Now the orange chicken, where'd you get that from?
That was from Panda. There's 2 of them within 10 minutes of me, so
Oh, that's
kind of
awesome.
just it was hard not to. Um, yeah,
My 16-year-old, that is literally his favorite restaurant. Like he would go to Panda Express every day.
yeah. I would too, but I have to force myself not to and just tell
Right.
myself like,
Right.
nope, I can't. So I meal prep at the start of the week, and I'm like, I have to eat the food that I made for myself. Otherwise, like,
Right.
I can't waste food and stuff. So it's a
That's
battle.
where I'm at right now because I'm training for a powerlifting competition, and we have chickens. So I have a ton of chicken eggs, and I'm just gonna be honest, I don't like eggs, so I have to put like hot sauce on them or mustard or something. But I'm trying to do like 6 eggs a day for like my lunch, and man, eggs get old really quick.
They do. I mean, I like eggs, and like I'll eat them for breakfast. I don't know, half of the days of the week or something. But like even then, like sometimes like I'm just like, why am I eating this again? Like you gotta find fun ways to dress it up.
Yeah, so I've started putting. So I don't eat pork, but I've started putting like beef bacon in mine,
Hmm.
and then putting some like peppers or vegetables in it. And
Oh
I found
yeah.
some protein pasta that I like, so I mix that with it too. Do you have any
Okay.
good egg recommendations for a guy that doesn't love eggs?
I think you're more on top of it than I am. So I just kind of mix in. If I got some sandwich meat, I'll throw that in there, and that's
Right.
about all
Right.
I do.
All right. Well, now I've seen a lot of memes lately with you, and apparently you have an Olympian twin. And I'm not even going to mention his name because I know that you know who I'm talking about.
I do, yes.
So, would you perform better in gymnastics than he would in curling?
Oh, that's a good question. How much time do we have to prepare, like practice? Like
Uh,
or is it just no practice, just right to it?
let's just say a couple weeks, just so you can know the basic of what you got to do, like not the in depth pieces. But
Okay. Couple weeks, I think it'll be close. I think if we said like no practice at all, I think I would do better at gymnastics than he would at curling. Couple weeks practice. I mean, Steven Ederazic is obviously a very good athlete, and so
right.
I feel like he'll be able to figure out some things in curling, and he might be able to perform better in curling. But I think it'll be close because I did do gymnastics for about 2 months when I was like 9 years old. So
Okay.
I got some background. He should be scared, but I'm coming for a spot at the next Olympics. But
I think that'd be awesome. You're talking to him and like, hey, I did it for 2 months when I was 9.
yep.
So watch out.
Oh yeah, he's got to watch his back.
But I mean, I guess the shoulder strength does translate.
Right.
Both of them require insane shoulder
Right.
strength.
Yeah, I'm hoping it translates. Who knows? We'll have to see.
Right.
Right. And you can still wear your red headband,
I,
Does
I,
act like a
Yeah.
good luck.
Oh yes, that would definitely have. That's like my game mode. Like I gotta be able to wear that.
Right. Right. So you also do other things to prep, right? So I've seen some videos of yo-yoing and then juggling as well.
Mhm.
Now, so tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think those are two things that yo-yoing and juggling I've done since I was probably 10 years old, maybe younger than that. I don't fully remember, but I've done it for a while, so I'm very comfortable. Love doing it. Like I used to do talent contests and like other shows and stuff with my older brother who also yo-yoed and juggled. So uh, it's something that did for I've done for a long time. I'm comfortable doing it, just nice and fun. And so I started kind of incorporating it into my warm-up routine because generally, like, you get to the arena, you want to make sure you're not late and you have enough time, but then you end up generally having a little bit too much time sometimes. And so having those couple extra minutes, like if you're just sitting there, just anticipating the game, the nerves build up, it's kind of more stressful. And so
Right.
with like juggling and yo-yoing, it's a nice way to kind of de-stress, take the mind off something else, have some fun, and then kind of keep the brain and body a little bit active.
Oh, I like that.
Hmm.
Um, we have a friend of the podcast, John DeToy, who he actually was number one yo-yoist, I guess you'd say, in the world before he started comedy. So we've got a comedy
Okay.
show coming up April
Yeah.
7th, and as part of his comedy act, sometimes he'll break out the yo-yo as well.
Hmm. Okay, that's awesome. What was his name again?
John DeToy,
Okay. I'll have to
DATOY.
Okay, I'll have to go look him up because I used to like watch yo-yo competitions and do a couple of those myself growing up. So
Yeah.
I was never close to world number one level, but
Mhm.
I'll have to look him up, and that's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
check him out. He's a great comedian as well, and he's been on the podcast and a good friend of ours.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, I'll check it out.
So, another thing I wanted to see is like with juggling. That's something I've never even tried. Like, what are some things you would typically juggle, or is it different things, or do you just stick with like juggling a ball, or what?
Yeah, I mean, balls are usually the number one. Then you got clubs that I do too sometimes, and then I've adventured into some other fun ones. Like I have some rubber chickens, like the ones that like make the loud like squeak noises.
Oh yeah.
So I've got some of those, but then I also have done like machetes and then like flaming torches as well.
Okay.
Oh, so you're like an actual juggler. Juggler.
Sometimes.
Yeah, so it got
Yeah.
real serious toward the end of that.
It's
Your
like,
last
okay.
couple things, you
Yep.
just slid those in there like a normal thing.
Listen, when
Yeah.
I was in middle school, we juggled scarves. And
Oh,
I
yep.
thought I was like the best thing. I was like, look
Right.
at me, I'm an athlete.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
a scarf, like you have like 10 seconds to wait for it to fall back. So if you mess up, it's like,
Was that
There
the highlight of your athletic career?
honestly, it was one of them. It was
Nice.
one of
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, I've got some scarves. I got my juggling kit behind me. There's somewhere in storage, whatever, and it's got some scarves in there too. It's real juggling. It's real juggling. Don't sell yourself short. So
See, I appreciate. Now, did you take your juggling stuff to the Olympics, or did you leave that back in Minnesota?
I had the juggling balls with me, but like the torches and machetes and stuff, I didn't know if that would fly very well, like coming into the village and whatnot. So
Yeah, custom sometimes
Probably,
frowns on
yeah.
that. So.
yeah, I've heard some.
Now, so juggling, yo-yoing, do you have a Rubik's Cube or anything like that?
Uh, not really Rubik's Cube. I tried when I was younger and I never did it, so I gave up. Um, I've like dabbled a little bit with like kendama or like Diablo is another kind of skilled toy thing.
Okay.
But no, juggling and yo-yoing are the main two.
Yeah, my son-in-law and one of my sons are great with the Rubik's Cube. I can't figure them out.
No say.
I know there's like some patterns and stuff to look for, but like it's a lot.
I
It's more
mean,
than
you
I can
can't be
handle.
good at everything, Aiden.
I was like, everyone else someone else can have Rubik's Cube. I'll keep the yo-yoing and juggling to myself. But
Now,
Now, Austin here, he we've been trying to talk him into a pet because he's a single guy and he doesn't really have anything to watch at. You have a lizard, right?
yep,
And what's your other one? Is it
I have a dog. So.
a dog? Okay, so you
Mhm.
have a lizard and a dog. Now, could you share with Austin what they bring to your life, just as we're trying to talk him into getting something?
Yeah, I mean, I'll talk about the lizard first because he is right behind me. This is
Oh,
his
no.
cage. He's kind of hiding right now, but um, I mean, lizards are awesome. I have a blue tongue skink. I know bearded dragons are the main one, but they require like more maintenance, I would say, than like a blue tongue skink. Blue tongue skinks, you know, they eat 2 times a week,
oh wow.
so they don't poop that much. They're fairly chill, but they're also fairly social. Like they love people. Like they love activity. I will say they don't love people necessarily, but like he loves it. If I'm making noise and doing things, like he'll come out to the front of his cage and want to be let out and run around too because he likes the activity. Um, so he's pretty
So,
cool.
what are some things you guys do? Like, I've never thought about like being social, I guess, with lizards.
I take him out and then I put him on the ground and then he runs around. That's about it. But
Now, do you have like
Right.
a leash for your lizard,
uh,
or no?
I've looked into it, but he's got blue tongue skinks. They're like their legs are really short and small, so like they can slip right out of a leash. Like
Okay.
there's he would run away, and I have no doubt about that. And so I'm not even gonna try. Uh, I might put a pen like in the backyard or something that he can go outside, but he will never be on a leash. Like he'll get out.
See, my daughter is a very big animal person. And, when she lived at home with us, she was going to get a leash for her favorite chicken. She's big at holding a chicken. She enjoys that. But she also has Crocs for her dog. So, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, if the dog is okay with them, that's that's fine. I'm okay with
Right?
that. I know my dog hates boots and stuff on his feet. Like it's I mean it snowed up here in Minnesota obviously, and so this was our dog's like first winter, and so we were like we don't know how it's gonna go, and they kept like kind of it was too cold, so they kept picking up their feet because their feet were too cold, and so we tried putting the boots on, and then they just refused to walk at all. So I know if your dog is okay with it, I mean that's okay with me.
No, that's awesome. Now, so what do you think we should get Austin started with? You said blue tongue skink? Is that
Blue tongue skinks what I got.
okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so you
Okay.
think you should start there or a dog?
Um, I think start with the dog. I think that might be because I think that might be more what he's looking for, like more companionship and like someone or like something to take care of a little bit more. I think that might
Right.
be better.
It's like you're reading my mail. Hey,
Yeah.
Yeah, because he hasn't had any luck with finding a girlfriend. So,
Mhm.
that's why we're figuring a pet.
Yeah, a
So,
pet's a good place to start, and that can help with getting their girlfriend part later on too.
right.
That's true. I would have a dog if I actually had a yard or my landlord let me have a dog, but,
That's fair.
maybe
That's always a battle.
the lizard might be the way to go. I could probably hide that better if they
Yeah,
ever came over.
they're they don't take up too much space. No.
Now, you've talked with me and Mark now for almost an hour. So if you had to pick a position on the curling team that we would best perform at, just based on our conversation, where would you place us?
I think Mark's going on. I think Mark's playing lead. He's talked about bodybuilding competition, like so. He's obviously got the strength and stuff there. So that's what you need as a lead. That's what you need. And then for you, I would say, I think third. I think third would be a good position for you. Like you kind of feel like you can handle the pressure of like throwing some of those more important rocks like later on, but I feel like you're just I mean, we talked about the juggling scarves and how athletic you are, so I think like that's a really good spot for a well-rounded athlete as well.
See, okay, all right. So if you need a couple of people to come up there,
Yeah.
hmm Yeah, I'll
got
let you
three
know.
fourths of
He's like, mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm gonna. So, my battle buddy from that lives up there. I told you he lives up near you. He I'm planning on going to visit him in the next year or two. I might bring Austin with me, and then we'll just come up there and try to learn a little curling from you.
Yeah, no, let's do it. Yeah, no, I mean, there's several curling clubs up here.
No, that'd
It's
be
a place to do
awesome.
it.
So on the Olympics, any just funny or wild moments you have? Like not
Mm,
necessarily during the competition, but just in the village or whatever.
I think the kind of the funniest one looking back on it is just Danny got locked in the locker room before one of our games. And
Oh wow.
yeah, and so Danny's usually the last one out. He
Mhm,
usually gets kind of some extra like stretching and stuff from our athletic trainer, and so he does that more right up until the start of the game. And so he was doing that, and then he was the last one in there just with the athletic trainer. I think he went into the bathroom. I think the trainer walked out, and then someone else locked it because they didn't see anyone else in the locker room. And so then there's no way to open it from the inside. And so we're out there getting ready for our game, and usually Danny walks out there with just a few minutes kind of left before we
mhm.
start. And the other team was finishing up their pregame practice, and we were kind of like, Danny's usually here by now.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, we kind of see him walk out like from the locker room area, and he's like, "I was locked in the locker room," and he was kind of freaked out a little bit, like he doesn't get frazzled very much, but he was a little
Right.
frazzled because he
right.
was in there like banging on the door, like trying to be like, "Help! Like let me out!" And then I think one of the Canadian staff members like heard him and then was like, hold on, let me see if my key works. So like their key worked, and thankfully like they let him out. And so that was pretty funny. Just yeah, he was just locked in the locker room, so we made fun of the athletic trainer and stuff
Right.
for leaving him in there a little bit, but that was
Oh
fine.
no, those moments are great as long as it ended up working out like it did. But
It did, yeah, and we did win the game still after
oh
that too. So
nice,
like
nice.
it was all good.
I've never been locked in a locker room, but I have been in a public bathroom when the light turned off.
Mm,
That's tough. That's
that
about the
is very
closest I've
tough.
been to that.
That's
Yeah, and you
terrifying.
start waving your arms all over.
Right. But now were there any one of the segments of our podcast is called Lick My Skillet moments. There's a town in South Georgia that used to be called Lick My Skillet. So what those are is just like a moment that you wouldn't believe unless you were there. Anything like
Mm,
that happen, with the Olympics or anything?
interesting. Um, I don't know if I have any of those moments really. I guess like yeah, I mean just kind of normal stuff where people just like we showed up and we got given our room keys, and then two of uh two of the other curlers, I won't name them, but then they locked their keys in their room, and it's like then they were just stuck outside in the snow with nothing. So
Oh,
um I don't know if that quite qualifies for that, but that's probably about as best I got for now.
no, I think that's actually perfect because it's like you make your Olympic dream, you're there, and then you're locked out. Like, dang it. No, I think that's great. And then another thing that we always ask everybody when they come on, were there any, we call 'em milk of human kindness moments? Just a moment that it's just like restores your faith in humanity. You just see something, a beautiful experience with another person.
Yeah, I mean, I think generally just kind of the general hospitality of all of like the locals like in Cortina. Like
Mhm.
it was I mean, you got so many just random people coming into your town and like everyone was still so nice to like us and to like my family too, like had phenomenal experiences out there like visiting and like everyone was so welcoming and like it felt like everyone wanted everyone to be there and enjoy the Olympics and it was really cool.
That's awesome. And I love that so much because I always wonder what that experience is like. And the fact that everybody was so welcoming and stuff, it's just like any, a lot of times, like when you hear the news and stuff, you hear all the negative, but like those are the beautiful stories we like to share on here because there's still amazing people. For everything negative we can hear, there's incredible people all over the world.
Oh, most definitely, yeah. It was awesome.
Now, with your team and like other teams, other sports, let's say, do you guys like pick on each other? Like just have fun jokes with each other? Like I know I was in the army, so the different branches will mess with each other, even though we have great respect for each other.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of that in within our team, like with some other teams too, especially in the US. Like there's there's a lot of usually I'm the butt of the jokes on the team.
Right.
Like I know Rich is a good one too, but yeah, between him and I, like we're usually the butt of the jokes and but we get some good jabs at everybody.
That's awesome. No, so I want to end with just a question from my perspective, and then Austin may have one as well. So I want to know what your best lift in the gym is and your worst, or favorite and least favorite, however you want to look at it.
I think my best is probably just flat bench. That just, I mean, it's just, I think that's most people's favorite, I would say,
Right.
as well. So that's up there for me too. Um, and then my worst lift, I might just say back squat. Uh, it's uh, Ben, because like Ben and I usually compete in the gym, and I usually just beat him out a little bit on the bench, and then he just crushes me on the squat usually. So, just especially compared to him, like I think that's probably just what I got to pick.
Right. I think a
Yeah.
squat, people either just love it or hate it. So, that's definitely a thing. That's probably my least favorite lift too. And with powerlifting, you do bench, squat, and deadlift. So I
Hmm.
had squat day yesterday. I always do it on Monday so I can get it out of the way.
Oh yeah, no, that's. I think I'm gonna be switching my program to doing that soon. But like during the season, I always do bench first in case I don't
Mhm.
get a second lift because I want to make sure
Right.
with sweeping to get the upper body in. But yeah, I want to. I like squatting. I want to get better at it.
Mhm.
It's just I'm not.
There's a guy whose videos I watched a lot of, Ben Patrick, and they call him the knees over toes guys. And he helped me a lot with my squat. He's got tons of videos online. So,
Hmm.
like it put my squat from like around 500 over 6.
Okay, wow. I'll have to
So,
check it
yeah,
out.
his stuff's really good.
Hmm.
And Austin,
I was just asking, kind of wrapping up, and it may just be the Olympics. We've already talked about that. But when you think about your curling career, right? Now, what is one of the biggest highlights, one of your favorite all-time memories, regardless of winning or placing or just when you think about it, what sticks out?
Yeah, I mean it's hard not to pick the Olympics. But yeah, I might almost like pick the like Olympic qualification event and that winning that because like I mean there's a lot of steps to get to the Olympics. Like it's the all the practice and like in the gym sessions and all that stuff that like no one sees. But then also like we had to win the Olympic trials, and so we had to beat John Schuster's team, and John Schuster's been there 5 times already. Uh, and so we had to beat him, and then we beat them, and then we had to go to an Olympic qualification event 3 weeks later to qualify the U.S. for the actual Olympics. And so, like, we had to go through that additional kind of high pressure situation like that. I think that's also helped like the Olympics feel less pressure because we already had to deal with the high pressure of getting to the Olympics because like everyone expects the US to be there and like we weren't yet, and so there was a lot of pressure doing that, and it was kind of in the moment I just only felt relief pretty much winning that and like qualifying for the Olympics, but like it was super cool to like have that moment like with the team to be like it's real, like we actually did it. Like my parents were there as well, like, and so it was really cool to like kind of have that and then be able to be with them like that entire evening like after winning and qualifying as well and celebrating with that too, because yeah, they've been so supportive of my entire curling journey and everything else in life that it was really special to have that moment with them. And then I think, and then, I mean, obviously the Olympics too. Just I had 14 family members there, and
Oh,
so like
that's
I had a large contingent, and like winning that first game against Czechia, and then coming off the ice and being able to see them all and give them all hugs because I hadn't seen some of them for many months since
right.
curling's so busy. That was also really special.
Man, that is great. I love to hear that, and I know your family's proud of you, your friends are proud of you, and I just want to say, man, we're proud of you, and I'm excited that we have people like you representing our country. I think you're just an awesome dude, and I'm super grateful. You know that you're representing us.
hmm No, thank you. Yeah, it's again an incredible honor, and just I trying to do the best I can, and I just happened to slide a rock across ice fairly well. So
Well, let everybody know where they can find you.
yeah, I'm on Instagram, Aidan Oldenburg. Um, kind of on TikTok. That's a work in progress, but most of the Instagram stuff I would say for now.
All right.
Well, Aidan, man, again, we appreciate you coming on, taking time. I know it's cold up there in Minnesota, so you probably didn't have a lot going on anyways, but we appreciate you taking time and coming on. And yeah, and just sharing about your journey, man. We
Yeah,
appreciate it.
yeah,
Yeah,
of
guys, look
course.
up Aiden, look for him on Instagram, and man, we love you, Rojo family.
And we'll see you next time.